Past week was marked by protests in different cities with citizens turning out to denounce the regime's theft, plunder, and the looting of the nation's wealth. In the past week, various parts of Iran witnessed the widespread and strong presence of thousands of men and women shouting, "Our rights will only be achieved on the streets." We start this week's report with protest rallies by retirees in different cities. In Isfahan, steel industry retirees held a protest gathering, chanting, "We won't rest until we get our rights," demanding solutions to their livelihood issues. In Kermanshah, retirees protested plundering and theft, chanting, "We've heard enough lies, we've seen no justice." They held placards that read, "We, the retirees of Kermanshah province, demand the full and unconditional implementation of executive regulations and the resolution of the chaotic state of insurance."
دشمن ما همینجا دروغ میگن آمریکا دشمن ما همینجا دروغ میگن آمریکا نه مجلس نه دولت نیستن به فکر ملت نه مجلس نه دولت نیستن به فکر ملت حل کنید صدای اداره مخابرات رو برده صدای فرمانده مخابرات رو برده حق ما رو برده شرکت خود درآمد
In Tehran, retired educators gathered in front of the Ministry of Education, demanding the payment of their overdue wages. The repressive agents of the regime's police force, fearful of the spread of the protest, brutally attacked the demonstrators using pepper spray. Our nation's educators stood their ground against the regime's thugs, denouncing their repressive measures and chanting, cry out against all this tyranny," in defiance of this brutal attack. Here are some highlights from this protest gathering. And here are some highlights from the protest rallies by retirees held in various cities across Iran. This week, we also witnessed the continuation of protest gatherings by workers of the Chooka Wood Factory, who protested in front of the main factory gate against unpaid wages and benefits. During the past week, on Saturday, January 18th, tanker drivers went on strike at western borders of the country, protesting the regime officials' exploitative measures, harsh working conditions, low wages, and heavy fines. Let's take a look at this strike, which continued as of Thursday.
همچنان مرز پاریس خواهد.
جمع ببینم امروز دومه
ساعت 10 و 2 بعد از ظهر کلا اعتراض پابرجاست کسی که شایخ سیاوتی آقا پرویز خان جان بیاد جمع نگه.
On Sunday, January 19th, Sirjan witnessed a massive gathering of housing applicants of a regime-backed housing project. They protested in front of the regime's Road and Urban Development Office in the city, demanding their rightful land allocations.
امروز یک شنبه 30/1403 تجمع مردم جلوی اداره راه و شهرسازی جهت مطالبه زمین‌های شهرک صدف 2 مارال پیشرو. مرسی.
In the past week, SMA patients and their families braved the severe cold to hold a protest gathering in front of the regime's Ministry of Health in Tehran, demanding access to medication for these patients. Arak witnessed its 6th major protest last week, where fed-up residents gathered to voice their frustration over the city's air pollution. While regime officials have done nothing to address this issue, the continuation of mazout burning and the neglect of the deteriorating state of factories in this metropolitan area have only exacerbated the pollution. Let's take a look at this large-scale protest. Last week, students of Tehran University of Medical Sciences protested the quality of food at their university, which had led to the poisoning of several students. They demonstrated by lining up their plates in the campus of the Medical Sciences dormitory. The contract operators of regional power stations in Fars province held a protest on Sunday, January 19th, against severe wage and benefit discrimination. Last week, there were also protests by firefighters in Karaj against wage cuts, as well as a gathering of emergency medical staff in front of the regime's provincial office in South Khorasan on January 22nd, protesting the hardships of life and the trampling of their rights. The victims of the Golbaran company in Dezful held a protest on Wednesday, January 24th, against the plundering of their assets by the regime's officials. And this concludes this week's edition of our weekly roundup of Iran protests. We hope we have been able to echo the voice of the Iranian people's protests.
Follow the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran on YouTube, Facebook, X, and our website.